Hi, my name is Dorte Evelyn. I'm a JWAAD trained teacher and also a tutor on the accredited JWAAD Bellydance training courses. In this video, I want to go through some of the technique for turns, in particular three-step turns. So a three-step turn is what it says on the tin. We're turning around ourselves using 3 steps. What we'll try and do is actually move out from the hip so that the first step we take it nice and big. Second step, the foot comes in, we're almost there. On the third step, we're over, typically on a diagonal, and the same opposite direction. So I turn out actually from my hip a bit, make sure that my knees and my toes are pointing in the direction that I want to hit, and also that they are in line. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and again I'm over on a slight diagonal on the other side. Now, in order to get your turns really safe, secure, and technically the best, it's important that you use your core. So don't forget to posture check. Make sure again that your tailbone is melting down to the floor, about 30% of what you probably can do. You can't be tucked under fully, but there is a place here where your back is as straight as it's comfortable for you, and you're switching on your pelvic floor as well as your abs to hold you there. Just by switching this on, you're going to be able to turn around a bit more in control. You can engage that core even more as you take your steps. So bearing that in mind, but make sure you breathe at the same time. So you're engaging here, but trying to keep the top half nice and relaxed. So we're going to take 3 steps. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3. Now that we can switch the core on, we can also come on to releve, meaning we no longer need to be on a flat foot. We can be slightly lifted, which means that the turns can be faster, often also look maybe more elegant and more floaty. Same thing, so switching the core on and turning out for the hip. 1, 2, 3, coming back. 1, 2, 3. You might want to do something at the end of your turn, and by the way, you don't need to end up on releve either, you can end up on a flat foot. But we might want to do a little accent at the end, maybe a little shoulder roll, or we could bring the foot in, do a little vertical hip circle. So let's try that. Getting ready to go to the side, switching the core on, and we're going to say 1, 2, 3, shoulder roll, foot in for a hip circle. And again, 1, 2, 3, shoulder roll, foot in for a hip circle. You can do either or. We can also have a play around with the arms. So we can add what I like to call hugger-tree arms on that. So as I take my first step, I turn into my arm, I take my second step, my other arm comes in, and then on the third step, the arms float back out. So this arm doesn't move much, but as I turn my body, this arm opens up to the side. Let's try that to the other side. So switching the core on, leading from the hip. 1, 2, 3, shoulder roll, back again. 1, 2, 3, shoulder roll. Let's try that from the back. So going to the side, core switched on, leading with the hip, opening 1, 2, 3, and a little shoulder roll. 1, 2, 3, little shoulder roll. 1, 2, 3, little shoulder roll. 1, 2, 3, little shoulder roll. If we want to replace the shoulder roll with, let's say, the hip circle, by taking the foot in, it technically becomes a 4-step turn, but the technique is exactly the same. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, circle the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, circle the hip. And again, making sure you're switching the core on. You don't actually shift your weight to the foot that you take in order to do the hip circle, because you need to make sure, if we're doing a turn at the end of this, that you don't have to transition your weight. 3-step turn to the side, but bringing the foot in on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, circle the hip, and 1, 2, 3, 4, circle, and again. Let's try that with a bit of music. So we're going to get ourselves ready to do a 3-step turn to the side. 1, 2, 3. Shoulder roll at the end of this. 1, 2, 3. We can do a 4-step turn with the hip coming in and up. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again with the hip. We can also do a little bit of a shoulder hit at the end. So then it's just up for you to play around with the move and have a bit of fun with it. Thank you for watching.